in the past, I would give you a quadratic that would look something like this. Um, that would look something like this. So I would ask you to find out this point, and this point here. But then what would happen if I give you a quadratic that doesn't cross the x-axis? So what would happen if we try to find out these 2 points when the quadratic doesn't even cross the x-axis? So look what happens. Okay, let's look at this one. The graph of this line here would, well, it wouldn't cross the x-axis, but let's pretend you didn't know that. Okay, so our normal routine would be to, okay, sketch this graph. This is our normal routine. Okay, so our normal routine was is to sketch this. So this is a straight line, an intercept of +9, gradient of -3, and then when x is big, it wants to do this. So our guess, our guess would be something like this. Hang on, our guess would be something like this. Okay, but for this one, let's pretend you didn't know it's something like this. Okay, but our normal routine would be to guess all the way down here. Okay, and then we would try and find out these 2 points here. Okay, so our first step is to get the coefficient of x squared to be 1. So take 4 out as a factor. Okay, so this is what happens when. Well, just bear in mind that this line here, this curve here, it doesn't cross the x-axis. But pretend we didn't know that. We are just following our normal routine. So here it would be x squared minus 3 over 4x plus 9 over 4. Okay, and then use the completing the square method here. 4 hang on, x, and then I'm going to need half of this here. So it will be minus 3 over 8, and then squared, and then immediately take away the rubbish. The rubbish will be 9 over 64. Okay, and then plus 9 over 4 here. Okay, and then merge these two together. What do I need to times top and bottom here to get the two denominators to be the same? Does 64 divide 4? Hang on. 64 does it divide 4? So this will be 124. So this will be 6. It does divide. If it doesn't divide, then you have to times this by 4, top and bottom by 4. This top and bottom by 64. But it just so happens that 64 divided by 4 is 16. So I can just times top and bottom here by 16, and then I would know the two denominators will be the same. So this then becomes, hang on, 4 x minus 3 over 8 squared. Take away 9 over 64, and then add what's 16 times 9? 16 times 9. This would be 54. Carry the 5. This would be 9, so 14. So it'd be 144 over 64. Close it off. So now 9 plus 144. So this would be, hang on, 4 x minus 3 over 8 squared, and then minus 9 plus 144. So that would be 35, is it? Over 64. Okay. Let me think. Is it? Yeah. Okay. So now this becomes this. Okay. And then hang on. And then yeah. So now yeah. So now we want to find we are trying to find out these 2 points here. Okay. So put 0 into the y. So it would be this. Put 0 in. Remember, this is y equals this. Okay. Put 0 into the y. So that will be this here. Minus 3 over 8 squared this, and then plus this here, um, and then divide both sides by 4. So this will be 0, and then you've just got this here, 3 over 8 squared plus 135 over 64. And then you would take away this fraction from both sides. Okay, so take away that fraction from both sides. It would be minus 135 over 64 equals x minus 3 over 8 squared. And then you would square root both sides. You see, this is what happens. If at the moment you okay, if you square root both sides, you will have this square root minus 3, well, minus a negative number. You see, this is where it breaks down, because you can't really square root a negative number. If I ask you what's the square root of minus 9, you got to think of two numbers. When you multiply them together, gives you minus 9. You see, it's not 3, because 3 times 3 is 9. It's a positive 9. You've got to think of a number in here. When you times by itself gives you a negative number. You can't really, because if you say negative 3, the negative 3 times negative 3, that would be a positive 9. It doesn't give you minus 9. The only way you can create a minus 9 is when you have a negative in one and a positive in the other. But when you square root something, it means you got to get you got to get something times by itself. So, well, anyway, you can't square root a negative number. So this is why it breaks down. You see, if you get given a quadratic like this, and well, in reality, this here would be like this. It doesn't cross the x-axis. But when we do our normal method, our normal routine, we would guess it to cross around here. But the thing is, the only way you would find out is to follow through all that we've done here. And then when you come to hit, when you hit the square root of minus a negative number, then it breaks down. It can't be done. So you know that it doesn't. It has no solution, basically. So this thing here has no solution. Okay. The only way you find out is to follow it through like this, and then you find it out. Okay.